Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm back home here in China. Spent 30 days in Thailand, and I just want to share some thoughts with you guys. I don't even know what I want to say in this video, to be honest with you, but I spent 30 days in Thailand. I went all over the place. I went to Bangkok. I went to Pattaya. I went to Udon. And I went to a smaller city called Bangkok. It's on the border of Laos and Thailand. So I went to those 4 places, and I did a lot of stuff and seen a lot of stuff. And I was kind of looking at different places that I was considering to possibly live when I retire. So I've mentioned before, I was thinking about just retiring in July or August, but I'm not 100% sure yet exactly what I want to do. And spending some time in Thailand has made me just think about a few things and realize a few things. And I'm going to share some of those things with you guys today, I guess. So as you know, my videos are never scripted or nothing like that. I just tell you what's on my mind, how I feel, how I think. So this is just coming all off the top of my head and just tell you my real feelings, that I feel. So first of all, I really did enjoy my time in Thailand. I enjoyed my trip, my holiday, all that stuff. I really had a good time. One of the things that I did notice, which was, I felt like a little bit shocking, I guess, because usually a lot of Chinese people are traveling to Thailand all the time. And I was on a direct flight from my city to Thailand, to Bangkok, and the flight wasn't even halfway full. It was so empty. And like there were people just like laying out on the seats, sleeping and all this other stuff on the plane because the plane was so empty. And nobody was even sitting next to me. I had the whole row to myself. It's crazy. And it's the same thing coming back. When I came back, it was also empty. There was nobody on the plane. It was like not even halfway full. So that was kind of shocking. Usually when I travel places, especially from China, like on a flight leaving China or a flight coming back to China, it's full of Chinese people. And it wasn't the case this time. So that was kind of different. Not what I'm really used to. But one of the things that I found a little bit strange about going to Thailand. Sorry, I just got back from the gym. One of the things I found a bit strange was, I've been living in China for 15 years and I've traveled a lot. I've traveled all the time. I've traveled to, basically every country in Asia for the most part. But I usually don't stay gone too long because I tend to get bored really easily. Usually like 10 days, something like that, is enough for me because I just get bored. Like I like to just be going around different places, or else I get too bored sitting in one place for too long. So I usually come back pretty quickly. And I actually do love living here in China anyway. And I feel every time I leave China, I just think like, oh man, I can't wait to get back. And when I was in Thailand this time, like I said, I was there 30 days and I have mixed feelings about it. Coming back to China, one of the things that I didn't want to come back to was the cold weather, because like I'm up north now where it's really cold here. I lived in Guangdong for 15 years, and in Guangdong the weather is just great. I love the weather down there. But here where I'm at, I like the city I'm living, but I don't like the weather. And so, in Thailand, it was like 32 degrees Celsius. I don't even know the Fahrenheit conversion anymore. I've been living abroad too long. But now here where I'm at, when I got back, it was like -7. So I went from like 32 to -7. Like I'm shorts and t-shirt and a tan to cover your entire body or feel like I'm freezing. Like that's the one thing I was not looking forward to coming back to China. I think if I was going back to Guangdong, I would have felt happier about coming back, felt more excited to come back. But coming back this time, I didn't feel too excited about it, to be honest with you. And I would say it's mostly because of the weather. It's not anything really about China in particular. It just happens to be the place I'm living in China now. I'm not a fan of the weather here. But some of the things, I just want to talk about some of the things I experienced and some of the differences between China and Thailand, like how I feel about the differences or whatever, right? So first thing I want to say was it felt a little awkward just trying to interact with people in Thailand in English, my native language even, because every day at work, like, you know, I'm using Chinese like all day, every day, especially after COVID happened. Like all the foreigners, people I know and all this stuff, they all left China, and I didn't really have anybody to interact with in English for several years. And for like the past 4 or 5 years, mostly I've spoke Chinese, except for when I make videos for you guys. And my mind is kind of working like in Chinese all the time. And then when I get to Thailand, like in Bangkok, you know, and people see, you know, a white face, they automatically will, you know, usually try to speak English to you, especially in tourist areas like Pattaya and Bangkok, stuff like that. And I was just kind of like shocked, like hearing English by people with like an Asian face. And I'm like, I don't know how to reply to them. And sometimes I even throw in some Chinese words, or they use Chinese words or put English words in. And they ask me like, do you speak English? So I like felt a little bit awkward or strange, like trying to interact with people at first. But then after about a week or so, I got better, but I still find myself saying some things in Chinese, like just, it's kind of weird. So it was kind of a weird experience for myself, even like thinking like, why am I thinking in Chinese and not thinking like in English? Like I couldn't figure it out. And it was a bit awkward trying to interact with people sometimes. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's like I kind of like I'm an American, I'm a native English speaker, and sometimes I can't even express myself in English. And for some like simple daily things, you know, something happens, like this Chinese comes out, and so it's a little weird. So you know, I have that to deal with, but it was nice for a change to be able to talk to different people in English and experience another place. Now, one of the things, other than the weather, that I absolutely loved about Thailand was the food. I really loved the Thai food, and also the Western food in Thailand. There's just better Western food and more options for Western food in Thailand than there is here in China. Even like 7-Eleven and stuff like that in Thailand, it's just completely different than what you have available to you here in China. And it felt really nice to have the availability of a lot of the things from back home that I haven't seen in years and years and years. And so that was pretty cool to be able to have those things and experience those things. And for the price too, the price is amazing. Everything in Thailand was super cheap. And yeah, it was, I really enjoyed that part of it. I'm not saying I don't like Chinese food, because I do love Chinese food, but honestly, I really think Thai food is much better, in my opinion, for my taste anyway, because it's just like Thai food is like, they have like sweet, sour, bitter, like all these flavors in every single dish. And I don't know, it's just, I like it a lot more. But yeah, I really enjoyed that part of my trip. What else can I say about Thailand? Oh man, I don't know, I shouldn't say it, but I'll say it anyway. Like the women or the girls in Thailand, I quite enjoy everything about it. It's like the way their style, the way they dress, the way they behave, everything is just much different than what I see from here in China. And I don't know, I kind of missed that style of the way they do things. The way they dress, the way they interact with you, all these things, it's just totally different. And I really did enjoy that part about Thailand as well. And as far as living there goes, I could definitely see myself living there. Did I decide if I want to move there or not, or the location that I want to move to? Not 100% really. I mean, I don't mind moving there or wanting to move there if I retire. Because if I retire, I can't stay in China. You know, that's a problem. You can't retire in China. So there's no visa or anything like that for that kind of thing here in China. And so the only way for me to stay in China is if I continue working, and I don't want to work anymore. Not because I'm lazy. I'm just tired of working for other people, and I can I make enough money. I make more money outside of my job than I make at my job. So what's the point? So, you know, we have that issue when it comes to living in China. But I do love living in China, though. So that's another problem that I'm wrestling with. Like, I'm not sure what to do in this situation. But I'll put more thought into it and figure it out. But, yeah, I really did enjoy my time over there. And, man, everything is so cheap. I was really shocked about, I was on holiday. I spent a month there on holiday, and I spent a total of, well, I wouldn't say I spent, but anyway, I used about 1,200 US dollars, which is around the same amount I spend here in China. But I'm living here. I spent that much on holiday over there. On holiday, you spend more money. And I just really didn't spend much money at all. And I don't know how I managed to do that, because, I ate out all the time, ate good food, ate Western food, ate Thai food, I ate out nice places, I ate at cheap places, I ate everything. Stayed at hotels, I stayed on a hotel on the beach. Like, I did so many things, traveled here and there all over the country, did all this stuff, and I basically took $1,200, 1,200 US dollars, but I came back with money. Like, I brought like 4,000 Thai baht back home with me. I didn't even spend it. So I spent less than $1,200, really. I'm not sure how much 4,000 Thai baht is. Actually, let's see. I'm curious how much money I brought home. I'm gonna look on this little thing here and see. I'm just curious, because I don't even know myself exactly how much that is that I brought home. 4,000. $100, $118. So basically, I spent $1,100 in Thailand. I brought 100 back with me home. So I spent $1,100 for the entire month for hotels, flights, like bus trips, road trips on a van, eating. I went to the gym on a regular basis. Like, I paid for all those things, and I spent $1,100. If I was living there, it would be even cheaper than that. That's what I spend to live here. $1,000 to $1,200 a month. What I spend living here in China. If I was traveling here in China, I would spend a lot more than that. So, yeah, the cost of living there is amazing in terms of what you get for your money. So, yeah, I have a lot of things to think about in terms of, do I want to move to Thailand, and where do I want to move to in Thailand if I do want to move to Thailand. So, anyway, I just want to give you guys an update on that. It's been a while since I made a video, and I just got home last night. So thought I would let you guys know how I felt about the trip and how I feel about being back home. So in terms of being back home, when I say being back home, I mean here in China. I've been here for 15 years. This is my home. It does feel good to be back home and to get back to a normal routine, because now I can start doing all the things that I didn't do on holiday. I'm used to structure and discipline in my life, and on holiday for a long time, I don't have that structure and discipline, because there's nothing to do. Like, I don't have my normal routines, and it really throws me off track. So I like living in a place where I can get back to a normal routine and all those things. So I'm happy to get back to the normal routine of daily life, without having to think about traveling here, traveling there, and doing this and doing that. Like, everything's back to normal now. So it does feel good to be back in that situation. And yeah, I put more thought into it, and I'll make another video for you guys and talk to you guys a little bit more about those kind of things. But anyway, for now, happy to be home. I am back home in China, and I'll see you guys on the next video.